If you are learning Unity right now, there is a good chance you are making at least one of these mistakes. And the scary part is that most beginner developers don't realize they are making them until they have already wasted months or even years of progress. I know because I have personally made every single one of these mistakes. Some of them slow me down, some of them killed entire projects, and one of them kept me stuck for way longer than I would like to admit. So in this video, I am going to share the 5 biggest mistakes beginner Unity developer make, and more importantly, how to avoid them. Let's start with mistake number 1. Trying to learn everything. This mistake cost me more time than I would like to admit. When I first started game development, I thought I need to learn everything. Unity, Blender, animation, sound design, pixel art, 3D modeling, visual effects, UI design, basically every skills involved in making a game. And at first, it felt productive because every day I was learning something new. But after months jumping between different tools, I realized I wasn't actually getting good at anything. The truth is, every one of these skills could be a full-time career on its own. Trying to master all of them at the same time is like trying to learn 5 different professions simultaneously. Instead of becoming great at one thing, I become average at many things. As a beginner, your goal isn't to become a one-person AAA studio. Your goal is to build momentum. Pick one core skill and focus on it. Maybe programming, maybe game design, maybe art. Whatever interested you most. The other skills can come later. Now, the next mistake feels like hard work, but it's actually one of the biggest reasons beginner projects never get finished. Building everything from scratch. For a long time, I believed real game developers build everything themselves. Their own art, their own sounds, their own tools, their own systems, their own everything. So instead of making games, I spent weeks building things around the game. A custom inventory system, a custom dialogue system, custom editor tools, custom assets. And before I know, months had passed and I still didn't have a playable game. The funny thing is, players don't care whether you are building every system yourself. They care whether the game is fun. Today, we have access to incredible resources. Free assets, asset store packages, open source projects, and tools built by experienced developers. Using these resources don't make you lazy, it makes you efficient. Focus your energy on the part that can make your game unique. Build what matters and reuse what doesn't. Because finishing a game teaches you far more than endlessly rebuilding systems that already exist. The next mistake has probably killed more beginner projects than any other mistakes on this list. Mistake number 3. Starting your dream game too early. Almost every developer starts with dream game. Maybe it's RPG, a GTA style open world, a massive survival game, or the next big multiplayer hit. And honestly, I did exactly the same thing. The problem is that beginner developers usually see the idea but not the thousands of systems hiding underneath it. A game that looks simple on the surface can take years to develop, especially for solo developers. So what happens? You start excited, make progress for few weeks, then the scope keep growing, problems keep appearing, motivation start dropping, and eventually the project get abandoned. Not because you are bad developer, but because the project was simply too big for your current experience level. Once finished, small game will teach you more than 10 unfinished dream projects. So start smaller than you think you need to. Finish something, learn from it, and then make something bigger. That's how real progress happens. This next mistake feels productive. In fact, it feels like learning, but it secretly keeps thousands of developers stuck in the same place for years. Mistake number 4. Living in tutorial hell. Tutorials are amazing. I have learned a lot from tutorials, and chances are you have too. But there is a huge difference between learning and building. Many developers spend months watching tutorials. Movement tutorials, combat tutorials, inventory tutorials, AI tutorials, serial tutorials, and after all that time, they still struggle to create something on their own. Why? Because watching someone solve a problem is not the same as solving it yourself. You can follow a tutorial perfectly and still have no idea how the system actually works. Real growth begins when the tutorial ends. When you open Unity and try to build something without step-by-step instructions. That's when you learn debugging, problem solving, research skill, and how different systems connect together. So keep using tutorials because they are valuable. Just don't let tutorials replace actual development. The goal is not to finish tutorials. The goal is to build games. And finally, this last mistake is one I still see beginners makes all the time. Mistake number 5. Focusing on graphics before gameplay. A lot of beginner developers spend months trying to make their game look amazing. Fancy shaders, beautiful environments, high quality art, visual effects everywhere. And there is nothing wrong with wanting your game look good. But here is the problem. Players remember how a game feels far more than how it looks. I have seen developers spend months perfecting graphics before they even had a player controller that felt good to use. Meanwhile, someone else building a simple prototype using cubes and basic shapes. But the movement feels incredible and players immediately have fun. And that's the difference. Good gameplay keeps player playing. Good graphics only get them to look. So focus on gameplay first. Make the game fun. Once the foundation is solid, then start adding visual polish. Because a fun game with simple graphics will always beat a beautiful game that's boring to play. The truth is, every developer makes mistakes. I have made all 5 of these, and honestly, I will probably make new ones in the future. But once I stop trying to learn everything, stop rebuilding systems that already exist, start finishing smaller projects, and spend more time building than watching tutorials, my progress becomes much faster. So, if you are making any of these mistakes right now, don't worry. Every developer goes through this stage. The important thing is recognizing them earlier, because fixing even one of these mistakes can save you months of frustration. Now, I'm curious, which mistakes are you struggling with the most right now? Let me know in the comment. And if you are working on your first game, keep building, because every finished project gets you one step closer to becoming the developer you want to be. I will see you in the next video.